was a junior when I was 16 at Estancia High School, which is a beach school in Southern California. And I was a pretty good student, and I was involved in a lot of activities. I was a cheerleader, and I thought that was community service, which I realized later it wasn't community service, it was just cheerleading. But I was a pretty good student, so that helped a lot. But I think I got to where I really don't think I thought I was going here when I was in high school. I think when I was in high school, I thought I was beginning to think that maybe I wanted to be a doctor. And so that was where my thinking was going, without knowing too much about what being a doctor really meant.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When you were growing up, what was like your interest?
I was really interested in science and nature. That was the beginning. I'm really old, and that was the beginning of the environmental movement. The first Earth Day happened, I think, when I was in 8th grade, so I was very interested in environmental issues. I was concerned about children who were poor. I was a fresh sophomore. We had a mock election in our high school, so I was very interested in politics, and I helped run that mock election.
Okay. Were you ever lost?
Yes, I was. I had started my freshman year in college, and after that first year, I had started to have some health problems because I really didn't know how to balance my time and take care of myself when I went off to college. So, and then I also had some financial problems where I really couldn't afford to come back to college, partly because my parents didn't have as much money, and I couldn't they looked like they had more money than they had, and I couldn't qualify for financial aid. So I actually ended up taking 3 years off of college to finish my college track. And I tried another college, and I tried community college, and I did a lot of work in that time. Turns out that 3 years was really important for me because I didn't really know why I was going to college. I really didn't have the kind of passion. I liked learning, and that was important, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life and how I wanted to go about those 4 years of college. So that 3 years was very important in terms of me also getting real world experience, because I'd been going to school, and even though I had worked I had worked for McDonald's and I had worked for different places, I really didn't know what was important in the world. When I came back to college, I was much better able to kind of go, oh, I want to study this because this is important, and maybe this issue isn't as important to me.
What obstacles have you overcome today?
To be where I am today? I think, well, one was not, I had to find a way to pay for college myself, and that was kind of hard. There were, I guess I sort of don't view things as obstacles so much. They might be challenges to overcome, but as you grow, as you're growing up, there are so many things that you learn new things about yourself, and there's just kind of, you try to do things, and you realize when you, like everything that you go through, it kind of helps build you strong for the next thing you have to go through. So I mean, the big one was not having financial aid for college, and also probably just not really being psychologically ready for college, and realizing it's okay to wait. And in my case, it was okay to wait and then try to finish it up later.
As you look back in your first 10 years after college, what would you do differently?
I sort of feel like everything I learned along the way helped me. I think that, I had things like boyfriends and bad relationships that kind of took me off track sometimes and things, but I feel like I learned from everything I did, and so there were no mistakes that were, I still feel that, even though I think it's a different world you're in today in terms of some of the challenges ahead of you, I sort of feel like if you go at it with the right attitude and you have resiliency and you believe in that things are going to turn out okay, and you're always looking for solving problems as opposed to getting burdened by problems, that you can kind of keep moving forward. So I don't know that I would do anything differently. I really feel that every experience along the way helped make me who I am now. So.
What skills will someone absolutely have to succeed in your field?
In my field. So I run a program in a nonprofit organization, and I think this is more of a quality than a skill, but being flexible and being able to think creatively about things are really important qualities to have working in this field. I think you do need basic computer skills. You know, I do a lot of writing in my work. And I think I do a lot of working with people. So I think, again, that's not something I mean, lots of people are kind of born with working with people, but I think that's something as you work with people and you realize, oh, this didn't work here, and I'm not, you know, or this, you learn kind of as you go along. But I think being willing to listen is a really important skill. Being always curious, I think, and again, that's a quality rather than a skill, but I think it's the qualities that really help you be successful, probably in almost any work that you do. For me, because my work is around data, understanding data and researching how to do that has been really important in my work. Over time, I've had opportunities to take people management classes and understanding that. I've had to have some financial skills because I had to manage budget. So some of those are some of the hard skills. But I didn't have them when I started the work. You know, I developed them as I did the work.
Okay. How did you acquire the necessary skills and knowledge?
Okay. Well, some of it's you learn in college, right? Or in high school. Even you start with high school and you're learning certain things. College, I was a psychology major, so that in that case, like when you have a bachelor's degree in psychology, that and 50 cents buys you a cup of coffee. It doesn't buy you much more else because you usually want to go further with psychology. But psychology gave me some really good basic skills to help me manage people later and to help me understand how systems work and how people can work together. In college, I think that's where I really became a better writer. That really helped me a lot, and that was really important. Took statistics classes and other classes in college, and that all helped me be able to do what I'm doing. The other skills I learned by doing either by working with somebody who knew how to do it and them teaching me, or by just trying to figure it, you know, kind of cracking a book open or trying to do something where I figured it out myself. And in some cases I did things maybe the hard way, and then and it kind of worked, but then maybe meeting somebody there saying, oh, this is an easier way to do it, and learning that way too.
Okay, so do you have any piece of advice that you would give a student or someone?
Yeah. Be interested and curious. You know, just really think, be always interested and always learning. Believe that, you know, learning is a lifelong process, because I think that really helps you stay interested in the work you're doing, whatever you're doing. I think it's really important to do work that you're passionate about. You know, I know, again, there's so much more pressure to go into jobs because the cost of living is so high and to make a lot of money, but I think it's really soul-sucking if you do work that you don't care about. Or you either need to find the passion in your work, or you go to work that you already are passionate about. I think that's probably the most important advice, is if you care about your work and care about what you're doing, you're much less likely to get burned out. You're going to be a happier person in life. You're a better parent, you're a better married person, you're better, you know, in all the different aspects of your life.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for taking your time and interviewing me, Dana.
Sure, and thank you. It was a pleasure to be part of this, and it's an honor to be interviewed by you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.